How y'all doing? Things good?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
First, we have to talk about this lifetime contract that you just signed a few weeks ago. What was that conversation with Danny White like?
Well, to be quite honest, one, I'm blessed, and God has been so good to me, and Danny is unbelievable. But we actually started talking about it 2 years ago, I think, and I've always trusted Danny, and to be honest with you, with him, I could work with him on a handshake, because I've always said that I think God will make it perfectly clear to me when my time's up, and I respect the University of Tennessee and what Danny's done, and just everyone around here, that if I don't think I'm up to the task, I would be the one, because the university and the state's been so good to me. But I still tell everybody, because everybody's been kidding me about it, I said, you know what, I don't know what a lifetime means. I know it's all in the hands of God, and when He'll make it perfectly clear, I look back and I think it was I know it was His decision to bring me here, and I think it'll be His decision when it's time to stop.
Why Tennessee? What makes this place so special?
When I got here 11 years ago, and again, I thank Dave Hart so much for giving me that opportunity, because I knew I wasn't through coaching when I got fired at Texas, but looking back, it was all part of God's plan, again, I truly believe that. And after getting here and went through some couple years where things weren't great overall with the university, but the last 5-6 years, it's just been phenomenal what's happened here, where the alignment is lined up, where when you have a great board, a great chairman of the board, when you have a president, a chancellor, an athletic director, when they're all in line, good things are going to happen. And that, because it all starts with leadership. And again, we're all blessed to have the leadership that we have here right now, just simply because you've got a group of people at the top who really cares about the University of Tennessee, and they want to see us be great in everything, not just football, basketball, baseball, you name it, academically. And I think, again, I'm just blessed to have this opportunity.
11 years here, or going into your 11th year here, there's so many stats, accolades, numbers, I couldn't even remember all of them. But for you, what is one moment that you've had here at Tennessee that's been the most rewarding?
Well, I hope it haven't happened yet, is what I'm hoping. But you know what? There's been too many to put mine on one of them. I mean, obviously, I know where we started, and again, I'm just thankful that the people that God led this way, and it's been so many people that have been involved with us. It's always going to be about people. It all starts with all the players and them buying into what we hope this program will be and how we want it to represent the University of Tennessee and the state of Tennessee. But so many players, coaches that have had a big hand in it, and our goal is simple. We want to be a team that wins the national championship, and to get that, you've got to be a team that can get to the NCAA tournament, and we know that you get there, there's a lot of things that have to align for you. I don't think always the best team wins. It's the best team at that time of year. So you got to hope to be there and know that you're going to have a lot of things that fall in place for you, but our goal will always be to get to that tournament and have a chance to play that national championship.
And speaking of some of your players, Nate Ament, obviously a talent on the court, but something that really stood out to me when we got to talk to him the other day was we asked him about y'all's relationship, how it kind of started during his recruiting process, and he said y'all bonded over y'all's faith. Why is that so important to you, to lead with your faith, especially coaching and mentoring these players?
Well, I know my time here is fleeting. I know that life is brief. And I don't think you realize that when you're younger, but when you certainly get into where I am in my stage of life, I realize there's, I don't know how much time I have here left, but I know eternity is forever. And I know that I believe in a Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, that's provided a way for me to live forever. We're all going to live forever. We have to decide where we want to live in eternity. And I just believe in the Bible. I believe that, and I think that's the most important thing, that I let people know that I do think it's the most important thing, and I'm never going to be one that forces that on anybody. I just hope the way that I live that people will know there's something different, and they ask me, I'm just going to say my relationship with Jesus.
Have you always coached and led that way, or was there maybe a turning point?
No. I've gone back. I grew up knowing right from wrong, was a surface level Christian when I started. I didn't understand how we should understand that the holy God that we serve. I mean, we have got to work out our salvation with everything that we have and want to develop that relationship, and it's a daily thing. And I got away from it, and when I got away from it, I made it all about me. Goes against what we talk about with our motto here. It's not about me, but when days that I'm ashamed of and days that I have gone back and apologized to players was when I made it about me, whether you want to talk about pride or ego or control, whatever it might be. I would lived anything but the way I should have lived, and through some experiences and a family that loved me, spoke truth to me, and some players that I talked to that, again, I have gone back to apologize to some of them. I lost my way just because I got caught up in the world and trying to think that winning a national championship or something like that was more important than coaching players the way they should, helping develop players the way we should be developing them, and again, just made it about myself, and I'm ashamed of it.
And speaking on that relationship that you've built with these players, I think nothing's more telling of that than the Elite Eight press conference last year, the way you and Zakai embraced each other, Zakai's tears, Jemiah's tears. For you as a coach, what was that moment like for you, and why is creating those kind of bonds with these players so important?
When you see those moments like that are somewhat raw, I don't think no one can understand watching TV if you haven't ran the journey with us. And I think of so many times with Jemiah and with Z. I mean, we went through a lot. Wasn't always perfect. They wanted what they wanted. We wanted as a team what we wanted. But to get there, it's really hard. And it's not always as smooth as we'd like for it to be. But you build a bond, and that you want it to be a lifetime bond. You want them to really feel like that we've done our part here to help them continue to grow and go in a direction where they can continue to chase their dream of being an NBA player, and really one day look back and say, man, my time at Tennessee was 4 of the best years of my life. And I'd do it all over again. And if I could, I'd tell everybody in the world to go there, because you can trust them. You know that it's going to be hard. And, I think we're a program that's very transparent with our players. And we just, it's something it's special. I miss those guys already. I mean, I do. I miss them. And you learn to lean on them as much as, because it's almost like we can read each other because we're around each other. It's almost like I could tell you what he's getting ready to say, and I think he could tell you the same thing about me, both of them, and other guys that have come through here. But again, it's just been a blessing to have so many wonderful players come through the program.
And Coach, I mean, probably on and off the court, you've been told so many things. What is the best piece of advice that you've ever been given?
Probably the best piece of advice would be, honestly, there's no doubt that when I was making it all about myself and not even concerned about where I would spend eternity, I had a family and a couple people, friends in Austin, Texas, that hit me right between the eyes and just told me that, hey, if you don't change, it's not going to end well for you. And when I say well, is when my life's over with. And I do think that's probably the most important thing, because I needed it at that time. I was, again, anywhere but where I needed to be, and again, selfish. I mean, every thought process was about doing this, doing that, but it all came back to me wanting to do it for my pride, ego, and so with my family and Matt Carter and guys that I knew spoke truth to me about that.
Speaking of your family, I know it's probably not for the weak going, supporting a SEC basketball coach like that, and especially for your wife, strong lady. What has their support meant to you throughout your career?
Well, again, my wife is to me the very best, a true blessing from God, and we're going on 50 years of marriage, and what I would say is she is strong, a very strong Christian woman, and I'm thankful that that we've got through all the bad stuff that really I really created, and the fact is we have two beautiful children that really know the Lord. Our family, and she's really probably more responsible for that, even though I was always with them in church and things. She was the driving force behind that, and the fact that if you walked in our house, wherever we've ever lived, you would never know that I coach basketball. Wow. There's not one thing in my house, even today or ever has been, where it would be stuff that maybe we've won or been honored. It's nothing like that. She did an incredible job teaching our children, one, you know, what's important in life, but also she gave them a great gift of loving to read. And but the most important thing, she never allowed them to get caught up in what I do. I mean, they, believe me, they're my biggest fans, obviously, but it's never been about that. Which and again, all the credit goes to Candy for doing that. But again, God has just been so faithful to me in so many different areas of my life.
So off the court, besides a good hot dog, what brings you the most joy in life?
I do love hot dogs. I do love hamburgers. I love fried chicken. Okay. But you know what? If you ask me, though, the food thing I'm trying to get better with, because I grew up eating not very good, not having really good health habits. But as I'm getting older, obviously I want to stay as mobile and move as much as I can and eat well. But honestly, being with, I love, away from our players here, I love my grandkids, I love my kids. You know, I love FaceTime, because I feel like I really get to see my grandkids and talk to them more. And the time that we have as a family is special time. I don't have a lot of quote-unquote hobbies that I like to do. Other than, honestly, right now I'm in a stage in my life where if I'm alone by myself, most of my time is spent trying to draw closer to Christ.
So no golf, nothing like that? Anything else?
I do. I like to play golf. I do, but I know I need some new clubs to help me, because the ones I have, I need help. And but I do enjoy playing golf. When we're with a family, you know, we play pickleball, we ride, we do all that stuff, you know. And my daughter and I have a little running competition. That, you know, she still thinks she can beat me in some things, which she can't, you know. But she thinks she can beat me in all this, and she's tough. She's competitive, but. It's all revolves around our family, and my wife's very competitive. You know, she's active in a lot of different things. I do like to work out, and that way I do like those type things. But I'm just, again, blessed that there's so many things that I really do love to do.
I'll ask you two more questions. One is about this team going into this year. What excites you the most about this group of guys?
Well, again, I always think what excites you is the retention of the players you have coming back, to see if they've grown the way you want them to, in terms of, are they ready to step into a whole different role and be a leader and continue to carry on the culture that we have here. And you know, everyone has a culture and or atmosphere, whatever word you want to use, and we rely on our former players, our players that are coming back, the retention of those guys, to know what we want and help us with these younger guys coming in and say, this is the way we do it here, and they hold each other accountable. The one thing I am excited, because we got a lot of new guys, but I'm excited with the growth of the guys that are coming back. But I don't really know all we need to know about this team yet, because we've never been together. Yeah. We've never had the entire team together. You know, Clarence got here late, missed most of the summer. Ethan is coming in today, actually.
Wow.
And which we'll have him here. Nate missed some this summer, JP, and so Cade. So we've still had a chance to put it all together. But with that said, there hasn't been a day from the summer workouts to where we are today that I haven't enjoyed being with these guys.
Lastly, circling back around to this lifetime contract, I don't know if you've really thought about this question before, but if you have, what kind of legacy do you hope to leave when you do hang it up one day?
You know, years ago, I would have sat here and told you a lot of things about legacy. I'm really not concerned about a legacy, you know, because you know why? I've seen so many people that I have so much respect in this business that I'm in, that God blessed me to be in, and they've passed away, they've faded away, and you're quickly forgotten. And you know, God's going to lift up someone else to step into this position. And so I'm really not. I'm not concerned about it. Other than I hope that when it's all said and done, that first of all I can answer to God and know that I really did try to do the very best I could with His help once I put Him in a position to do that for me. But I want our players to know it's really is about them. And I'm talking about from the time I got in coaching really in 1980 at George Mason University, when that was my first real, even though I had spent 2 years at Davis, my first real coaching job was at Mason. And I still have a relationship with a lot of those guys. And think about it, they're in their 60s. Wow. You know, and the time when I have some that make a yearly trip here to spend time with Candy and I, and have one coming in next weekend that I really haven't seen in probably 20 years. And that's the part, I just want them to know that as long as I'm alive and have a way to help be there, I'm going to be there for them. And that becomes a legacy. That would be a good one for me. But in terms of do I want to win a national championship, I truly do. You know, and not just for me, but for everyone involved. But and we're going to work every day to get there. And if we can get it done, you know, all glory to God.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
Coach, I've enjoyed this
Yeah.
every second of it. Thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Thank you.